The Nintendo Switch has now officially sold 10 million units. And no, this isn't based on any sort of speculation, rumors, MPD reports, combinations of VG chart, sales charts, or anything else. This comes directly from the horse's mouth. Nintendo released a PR email today, and the biggest news is that it sold 10 million units. I'm going to read that PR email verbatim. And I will link to a place that has it already published, so you could check it out in the comments below, or the description. You guys know what I meant. Let's get right into that PR email. It says, despite launching in March, a month not usually reserved for home console launches, and with the busy holiday shopping season still in full swing, the Nintendo Switch has already sold 10 million units to consumers around the world, according to Nintendo internal sales figures. Nintendo Switch is a home console that can be played on a TV and also taken instantly on the go. It lets people play their favorite games anytime, anywhere, and with anyone. And since every Nintendo Switch system comes bundled with 2 Joy-Con controllers, players can easily share the fun of compatible multiplayer games with friends and family right out of the box. The robust and diverse library on Nintendo Switch features 2 of the most acclaimed video games of all time in Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. At the Game Awards last week in Los Angeles, Super Mario Odyssey won the award for Best Family Game. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild was also honored with awards for Game of the Year, Best Action Adventure Game, and Best Game Direction. Nintendo Switch is also home to fun multiplayer games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and ARMS that can be played online or with friends and family in the same room, as well as an ever-growing list of third-party games like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, FIFA 18, Rocket League, LA Noire, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Golf Story, and Stardew Valley. Nintendo Switch is truly for any player. As you can see in people's living rooms, on a plane, or riding the subway, fans all over the world can enjoy playing Nintendo Switches wherever they go, said Nintendo of America President and COO Reggie Fils-Aimé. The response from fans has been great, and we're going to do our very best to satisfy demand during the holiday shopping season. After a record-breaking 2017, Nintendo Switch will continue its momentum into 2018. The system will see the launch of Nintendo-published games like Kirby Star Allies, Bayonetta, Bayonetta 2, and a new game in the beloved Yoshi franchise, in addition to big third-party games like Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus from Bethesda, Mega Man 11 from Capcom, Project Octopath Traveler, a working title, from Square Enix, Shovel Knight King of Cards from Yacht Club Games, and Runner 3 from Choice Provisions. And again, this all comes from a Nintendo PR email. So, this is awesome. I received this email this morning, and I couldn't believe it. Not because the Switch has sold 10 million units, but just because if we think about where the Switch came from, if you think about the generation we're coming off of, if you think about the fact this system launched on March 3rd, think about that. We are just a little bit over 9 months into the Switch's life, and it has sold 10 million units. Over 1 million units on average per month worldwide. Insane to me. Insane that this is happening. And well on track, because that means Nintendo, they projected to sell, I believe in total it was 16 or so million by the end of the current fiscal year. And if you included the launch month, that means around 18 million or so units. That does mean that Nintendo plans to sell another 8 million units between now and the end of the fiscal year, which seems insane, but we're still in the middle of the holiday season. Nintendo traditionally has high sales in December, sometimes higher than they have in November, so Nintendo could move another, just million units in the US alone this month, let alone counting worldwide. And who knows what Nintendo has planned for early next year. There's probably a Nintendo Direct landing in January that's going to continue to push momentum forward for the platform. Plus, a lot of people get gift cards and all that stuff. So January can also be a higher sales month than usual just based on people who have gift cards and other things where they're looking to buy more games and buy more Switches or whatever the case may be. This is just exciting to me. Exciting because not so much that the sales matter for me. On the whole, how well a system sells doesn't impact my life. In the general sense, I care that the system exists that I want to buy, whether it's a Nintendo, an Xbox, a PlayStation, an Ouya, VR platform, PC. I care that these products exist that interest me. I don't, call me selfish if you want. I don't really care if they interest you. I mean, I have to care because I guess if they don't interest you, no one's watching these videos, but I really don't. My impact on my life is based on what I play and what I enjoy, not based on what you play and what you enjoy. And that's why I don't really believe in the console wars and all the fanboyism that flies around, because who cares about all this stuff? But I still find sales numbers fascinating. I've always found sales numbers fascinating. We were just talking the other day about how maybe the Switch came in third place and maybe only sold 800,000 or so Switches in November, and maybe they sold 1 million. I don't know. The NPD report is supposed to come out this month. Sometimes they give exact figures, sometimes they don't. Nintendo just gave an update before the NPD released about the 10 million mark, which is a milestone. I mean, that's why they're doing it. It's a milestone, and they know that this is going to make headlines and people are going to care. And I often wonder why you guys care about this. I know why I care. I care that the Switch sells enough units to garner support for games that I want to play from other companies. I don't really care if the Switch sells 700 million units. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. It makes Nintendo the most profitable video game company of all time. But that's good for them. That doesn't impact me. What I care is that I get the games I want to play on the platform I want to play them on. Right now, I don't want to own an Xbox. Besides the Xbox One X, I do think that I actually hold a value in 4K. I do have a 4K capable PC, but when I hook it up to the 4K TV, it's just not really this ideal experience. For various reasons, most of it's on the TV itself, not really being built well with the right response rate to compensate for a 4K capable computer. I like less than 1 ms with my PC stuff. That's what I'm used to. When you're getting 20, 30, 40 ms on a TV, even at 4K, it's just not an enjoyable experience. Whereas, for like on the Xbox One X, games are designed around that delay. So it doesn't bother me as much. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It might all literally just be this mental hurdle I can't get over. But that's really it. Besides that, and some exclusives, obviously, there's some exclusives that, when PlayStation 4 hits a certain price point, I will pick it up to play some of those exclusives I want to play. I don't really have a desire to buy a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, or a desire to build another gaming PC for any other reasons related to gaming, beyond the fact that I want to play games that Switch doesn't get. I want a full version, not a cutback version, of Madden on my Nintendo Switch. I want a full, not a cutback version of Call of Duty, World War II. I want a full, not a cutback version of Star Wars Battlefront 2. And the list goes on and on and on. And Switch doesn't currently get these games. So the only thing I can do, because we can't change the specs, right? We can't make the Switch this hyper-powerful system that makes these games, you just port them over and they instantly work, no optimization needed, no cutbacks needed, etc. I understand that reality, I can't control that. Even if a Switch Pro comes out, or a Switch 2 or whatever, I can't control what the specs are. But what I like seeing with the sales figures is the higher the sales figures are for Switch, the less and less that these companies can ignore bringing these games to Switch, especially since this is what makes these sales exciting. Switch is appealing to a demographic. Nintendo admitted this themselves. The primary demographic for Nintendo Switch are between the ages of 18 and 25. It is an age group that Nintendo has had a very hard time capturing, really dating back to the Super Nintendo, if we're being honest. And Nintendo had no idea how to capture that audience. It was almost an unplanned success with that audience, even though I've argued in the past the marketing has been brilliant. Yes, there has been some more marketing this holiday season that has showed off families, but it showed off families with appropriate games, such as watching family members and kids all enjoying 1-2 Switch together. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is showing off kids playing Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey or Splatoon 2. Even though these games all appeal to those demographics, if the demographic that you're trying to sell the Switch to are adults and making these games appeal to them, and they've done a very good job of that in marketing, a very good job with that with their high quality of games, a very good job of that with a platform that very much appeals to adults in terms of its base functionality of on TV and on the go. It's just a brilliant concept. So Nintendo has really hit a home run here when it comes to appealing to adults. And that's what makes me so excited about these 10 million units, because these are 10 million units that are being primarily played by adults. That doesn't mean there aren't teenagers out there that have a Switch. That doesn't mean that you watching this aren't a 10-year-old right now playing a Nintendo Switch or hoping to get a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, or an 8-year-old. I know my daughter really wanted a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. She's not getting one. She just got a 2DS for her birthday, which is exciting, and that's how we're bringing her into the Nintendo family of games. She can still play Switch games with me once in a while, but her understanding of the 2DS and 3DS, library of games is really going to help prepare her for, maybe getting a Switch next Christmas if she's a good girl all year. We all know Santa's always watching. But yeah, I'm really excited to hopefully bring her into this family in the future, and my sons as they get older as well. But that's not really where the audience for these platforms is, right? The audience isn't with like children that are like my age, like my soon-to-be 7-year-old daughter. It's with the older people, the experienced gamers, basically. We're talking about gamers that have the money to buy stuff like this, to spend $300 and buy $60 games. The people that genuinely prop up the whole AAA premium game console market are adults, because we're the ones that have the money to spend on this stuff. And that doesn't mean that there aren't younger people that do as well, but it's genuinely adults. And that's what's so exciting about this 10 million units. This is 10 million and growing, whether they hit their sales target for this fiscal year or not, and growing, that are adults that picked up this system. That's what excites me, because we are the kind of people that want to play games like Wolfenstein 2. In fact, Wolfenstein 2 and the New Colossus, we recently did a poll late last night, and people seem to be really, really wanting Wolfenstein 2. It's one of their most anticipated games on Switch next year. We just had Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 release. I hope those perform well. I hope Skyrim did well. I hope LA Noire did well. I hope that NBA 2K18, now that it's fully patched and an experience that I feel comfortable suggesting to people outside of the microtransactions in my career mode. That's a little excessive, but whatever. It's nothing new compared to prior games. I am okay with suggesting people buy that game now, especially if you don't mind a drop to 30 FPS. I'm of mind that this platform and the sales of it is going to keep attracting these kind of games. We recently had Capcom say they're going to bring previously never released games and port on Nintendo platforms and port it to Switch. We have Square Enix dedicating support. Granted, a lot of the support seems to be for older games or mid-tier games, but I don't think it's long before we're going to start seeing their top-end AAA games start coming down to the system. And I say coming down because obviously we know they're being made for more powerful platforms, so there's going to have to be a lot of cutbacks and stuff like that. But I'm okay with that. And I think what we're finding out is a lot of people are okay with that. And the more and more Switches that are out there, the more and more Switches selling to adults, the higher chance it is I'm going to get the games I want to play on the go on my Switch, instead of needing to just play them on Xbox or PC or PlayStation. And that's what's exciting to me about these sales. And that's why I ultimately care about the sales of Switch, because I feel like these kind of sales are going to make people, make companies want to bring those games to the platform, because the audience is going to be there that wants to play those games. The audience that they keep saying Nintendo doesn't have is the exact audience that are buying the Switch, which is just crazy to me. That Nintendo did this 360 where it was all blue ocean with the Wii, and now it's like, no, man, we're going after people that have money that want to buy stuff. And that doesn't mean that people that bought Wii don't have money. In fact, the Wii has one of the highest attach rates of games the system sold in like console history. It's like 9-1. It's just insane. For everyone who's like, oh, people just bought a Wii for Wii Sports and then just collected dust. That might have been true for millions of you, but there are several other people that bought 8 to 9 games on their platform or more. So, whatever. I guess the general point here is that the Switch is selling very, very well. And I love seeing sales like this because this is a platform that appeals to me. I technically fall outside of that 18 to 25 demographic. I'm in the 25 to 35 demographic, basically. I'm 31 years old. I'm turning 32 in 2018. I'm on the I guess, quote-unquote, older end of the gaming spectrum, although I know there's many gamers that are way older than me, many YouTubers that come are gamers that are way older than me. But it's this idea that it's a platform that's perfect for me. And now I just need to have those AAA multi-platform games come to the platform that also interests me, because this is my preferred way to play them. I don't care about the prettier visuals, the higher resolutions and all that stuff when I'm playing games on the go. None of that matters to me. Anyways, you guys let me know, how excited you are about these sales numbers, why these sales numbers potentially matter to you, because I feel like this is a genuinely interesting thing to examine the psyche of why we care so much about a multi-billion-dollar company selling millions and millions of a unit of a thing that doesn't necessarily impact our lives directly. Anyways, folks, you guys let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below. I am Nathaniel Rufflegans from Nintendo Prime, and if you like this video, you know what to do, and if you dislike this video, hit that dislike button, subscribe for more content. And I'll catch you in the next one.